What's up, YouTube? Northeast Ohio Sports Cards here. Welcome to my very first YouTube video. Today, we are going to talk about Mosaic basketball. Hunted Mosaic this past week. Ran into about 40 blaster boxes across 3 different targets, and I ripped all of them. So we're going to talk about what that looks like, hits, what I pulled, kind of some general thoughts on the product. So, what happens when you open 40 blaster boxes in Mosaic? I pulled this stack here is what I would consider highlight rookies. This is your Rui's, Kobe Whites, PJ Washingtons, Darius Garlands, those kind of guys. Not your total scrubs, but not Zion, Ja, etc. So those all got top loaded. These 2 stacks here are your Quindary Weatherspoons, your Nasir Littles, your Terrence Manns, those kind of guys. So we got a nice little stack of those. This over here, Rookie Color, what I'd consider non-hits. Rookie Color hits. I will say on 40 blasters, I pulled 2 silver rookies out of the entire 40 blasters. And those were, wait for it now, Nasir Little and Terrence Mann. So out of 40 blaster boxes, I pulled 2 rookie silvers. I don't know if I was just unlucky or these things are extremely hard to find. I pulled no rookie silver mosaics. Pulled some vets, plenty of vets, silver mosaics and silvers. Not plenty, but enough. But rookie silvers, I did not pull that many. Other rookie color hits, nothing too crazy, but these are the little bit better guys. Nothing here that's going to blow your socks off. We got a Darius Garland, DeAndre Hunter Green, Nunn Green, PJ Washington, silver mosaic, Rui, silver mosaic, NBA debut, Kendrick Nunn, which is like a fake rookie, and Tyler Hero, NBA debut, once again, kind of like a fake rookie. The NBA debuts don't seem to be selling very well other than for Ja and Zion. Speaking of Ja and Zion, I pulled 5 base Ja's and 4 base Zions. 3 NBA debuts of Zion and 3 NBA debuts of Ja, and then, like I said, a handful of Ja base and Zion base. Now, the problem is, out of the 5 Ja's that I pulled, 4 of them had some sort of surface issue. Most of them were minor, but enough that I did not think they were worthy to be graded. Of the Zions, 1 out of the 4 had surface issues. From what I could tell, looking over these cards in general, they are rot with surface issues. I had plenty that had little nicks, scratches, tiny indents, stuff that's not super noticeable, but on this Ja base, for example, you can see it right here. That is not a line in the card. That is an actual print line or scratch. This was the most severe out of the 4 bad ones that I had. Show you what a clean one looks like here. So this one, as you may notice, is in a card saver because it is going to go off for grading. Don't mind a little bit of dust on it. But you can see right there, it's got that nice little line and scratch on it. And then right here on this one, that is not present. Sorry about the glare there, but it's helping show the issues on the card. So this one I'll probably just end up trying to move raw and just let the buyer know that, hey, there's surface issues with this. Obviously it won't gem. This one is going to go off for grading. That's why it's in the card saver. So if you're planning on getting mosaics graded, look them over with a fine-tooth comb, because I had a stack of stuff to go through, and I pulled a ton of it out with surface issues. In terms of the better stuff, so the blasters have orange fluorescence, numbered to 25. Out of 40 blasters, I pulled 3 of them. One rookie, which was Jackson Hayes, not the biggest hit in the world, but if you're going to pull a lower end rookie, I'd rather have him than a lot of the other ones. So these are actually pretty nice looking. Compared to, I like these a lot better than the greens and some of the other colors that I've saw. And then I also pulled 2 vets. Once again, if you're going to pull vets, it wasn't the upper tier, but they weren't complete dumpster fires either. Brandon Ingram, who's fine, whatever. And then Ben Simmons, once again, not the biggest hit in the world, but better than a lot of the guys that you could potentially pull for these. So I pulled 3 of those. The big chase out of these blasters, or Mosaic in general, are the Genesis cards. So once again, out of 40 blasters, I pulled 3 Genesis. I pulled 2 vets and 1 rookie. The smallest hit was this Landry Shamet, and once again, you can see these just look really good. There's just a ton of color on them. And then I pulled 1 rookie, and it is Big Bad Admiral Schofield. Woohoo. I was a little disappointed in this, but we will get to the 3rd Genesis here in a minute. The 3rd one didn't make up completely for it, but it was a nice pull. So those are the 2 Genesis that I pulled. In regards to autos, I put a lot of autos. I did not count these. How many did I totally get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I pulled 11 autos, which seems like a lot. Pulled 4 rookies. Terrence Mann, not the greatest in the world. DeAndre Hunter, which I was fairly happy with. I liked a lot of the young Hawks guys. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, once again, pretty happy with this. I think he is fairly underrated. If he ever actually gets playing time, I think he's pretty decent. And then, as the title states, or as the channel states, Northeast Ohio Sports Cards. I'm in Northeast Ohio and a big Cavs fan, so I pulled this banger of Dean Wade, who I'm a fan of the team, and I've never actually heard of this guy before, so I don't know what that says about me. And then the vets, and this is comical. So, once again, my 40 blasters were spread across 3 different stores. So let's talk about my vet autos. Bruce Brown, and these are all not the greatest players in the world. We have a Mike Scott. Cool, okay. What else did we pull? A second Mike Scott. Then we move on to DeLon Wright. Who else did we pull? A second DeLon Wright. But wait, there's more. Ish Smith. Who else did we pull? Another Ish Smith. So I don't know how the heck this happens. But of my vet autos, 3 of them were dupes, which I found relatively amusing. What else was good out of this product? Vet Color. In terms of base cards, I pulled this nice Durant Silver. This doesn't really sell for too much, but it's a nice looking card. Maybe when he comes back, it gets a little bit buzzed. It's from the USA set. I think it would actually have more value if it was in his Nets uniform. But it's a nice looking card. I also pulled a Tatum Silver. Pulled an AD Green. And Kawhi Leonard Green. Once again, I got a whole stack over to the side here of Vet Color. These were the 4 highlights, I'd say, of like base style cards when it comes to Vet Color. I pulled a handful of Luka second years, nothing too crazy. Some KDs and Nets jerseys, Luka insert, a couple Trae Youngs. Nothing too crazy here. I just pulled these aside rather than just putting them in with the straight bulk set stuff. So let's get on to the big hits. So this, I have a stack here, and these are all in card savers, because these are going to be going off to get graded. So we already spoiled one. John Morant base. This looked pretty clean to me. I'm not the best judge of centering on these yet. You're supposed to use these two lines, I guess. They're on the left and right. I have a little centering tool, but I haven't looked that close. I was mostly paying attention to the surface issues on these, to be honest, and not paying too close attention to centering, because I just think it's tough to judge on these. It's not like the optic or the prism, where you can get an idea just by looking at the card. These are a lot trickier. So we got one base job that's going off. And by the way, these are all heading to SGC. I like PSA cases, as you can see across the back there. I got a ton of PSA cases. I got a couple BGS back there. But I do not like the idea of a bulk order at PSA taking 4 to 6 months. I want to get these cards back quickly. I briefly considered using BGS, but for the price, I can get them off to SGC for a lot cheaper and probably still get them back faster. And the resale value on the SGC graded stuff has been closing the gap. And I think there's some appeal to getting these back quickly, and some of the first ones up for sale on eBay for graded cards out of this stuff. So the next little set is a couple LeBron base. I pulled about 5 of these. These were the best 2. So I'm going to send this off with the jaw, probably actually in a separate order. I'm not in a huge hurry to get these 3 back. So I'm probably going to do a 20-day with SGC, which is about $10 a card for these 3. Because I'm not, like I said, if I get it back in 20 days, I'm fine with that. I'm still debating what I want to do with the rest of these. I think I'm going to do a 10 or 15 day because I want to get those back a little bit faster. So then we move into Zion. So I pulled 4 base Zion. One had a very minor, and I almost considered just grading it, but I ended up just selling it raw to kind of help pay for the grading fees for all this other stuff. So I got 3 base Zion. All these look fairly clean. I didn't see anything major in regards to surface issues. Corners looked good. I wiped them all down and everything. Once again, I personally just did not pay that much close attention to centering, because to me, it's pretty hard to judge on these cards. So those are going to go. I think these are going to go in this shorter order. I'd like to get these back quickly and get maybe some of the first Zion Mosaics up on eBay to sell, to see what those go for. Now we start getting into some of the nicer, one more kind of just medium card, and then we're getting into the nicer stuff. So if you've heard about Mosaic, you've heard about these Jam Masters. This is probably going to be, in my opinion, the most sought after insert in this set. These look really good. They got the retro 90s vibe of NBA Jam. The LeBron ones base are already going for between 30 and 40 bucks. Just the plain Jane, no color, no nothing. So I'm going to send this one off. I think I'm going to do this in the quick turnaround order. Hopefully maybe pull a 10. This one looks pretty good. Once again, I have no idea how to tell centering on these, but surface looked good, corners looked good, edges looked good. Didn't look like there was any white hanging out or anything like that. So we're going to send this one off, see how she does. And then into the bigger stuff. I did not have what I would consider like an absolutely monster hit. I did not get any like colored Zion or jaw. But I did get a crap ton of LeBron color. So we got a will to win. LeBron green. Nothing too crazy here. These seem to be going for about 30 or 40 bucks on eBay. This is not one of the more sought after inserts. So I'll definitely be looking to get this graded and flip it. And then we move into the more fun stuff. So we have these MVP inserts. I pulled 2 greens on these. These raw are going for about 100 to 135. Just kind of depends. So I think those will do pretty well graded out. And once again, the LeBron train continues. We also pulled one in a silver mosaic. This is going for 175-ish, a little under 200, high 100s. So I was really happy about this one. The LeBron train continues. 2 of his base card in the green parallel. Once again, these are going for about 100 to 125 bucks on eBay. I expect those prices to come down a little bit. We're still a couple weeks into the Mosaic release. It went wild at Target and Walmart this week. The prices are dipping a little bit as inventory hits the market, but I think if these can grade out in a 9.5 or a 10, they can turn around some really nice value. So 2 base greens, and we are not done with Lebron Color. It keeps coming. These are probably, actually they are. This is probably the second and third biggest hit of the entire 40. I mentioned it earlier. The Jam Master inserts are going to be very hard to, or very popular, and I pulled 2 LeBron Jam Masters in the green variation. These are going for about, I think, 150-ish, 175-ish. 150-ish, give or take. So once again, these bad boys graded could go for quite a bit more. Right now, just to put a little bit of a comparison on it, and I'm just judging this based off of some eBay sales, I have an Optic My House LeBron Silver. They're going for about 1 to 125 raw. An SGC 10 just recently sold for $500 or $600. So I'm assuming an SGC 10 in these will do semi-similar. And then the best hit of the entire break, as I mentioned before, I pulled 3 Genesis. And you guys have seen 2 so far. This is the third one. Jason Tatum. This card is gorgeous. The green and bluish with the green of the Celtics jersey and the green background stripe for the Celtics colors, I just think looks amazing. As a Cavs fan, I hate the Celtics, but I do like Tatum's game. I'm hoping this gets a 10. Base, last I looked, there's not a lot of eBay history on these because these are super short prints. There was 3 or 4 sold. They all went for around 200 bucks. So this in a 10, and hopefully the NBA comes back. Maybe they make a nice little run on the playoffs. I could see this shooting way up in value. Rumors are circling around the Discords, the internets, the Twitters, the Instagrams that, you know, the printing is maybe under 20 on these. I feel like it's a little bit more than that just based off what I've seen with eBay sales, but I could be wrong on that. But this was probably the nicest card that I pulled out of everything, so I'm hoping that this grades well. So that stuff's going off. All that stuff in the card savers is going to be going off to SGC. Once again, probably on a 10 or 15 day turnaround. I have an order at SGC now. It's the first one that I placed. A few weeks ago, they ran a coupon code for 15% off an order. And I sent in some Prism Zions, some Jaws Zions, a lot of Optic Zions and Jaws. That silver LeBron My House and a few other things are off there. I'll probably do an SGC reveal video once I get those back, hopefully in a few weeks here. They've only been at SGC for about a week. So that pretty much wraps it up. If you guys have any questions or comments or about what happens when you rip open 40 blaster boxes, what the pulls look like, there's plenty of stuff I didn't show you guys. I didn't want to make this a 4-hour long video for my first one. So, but if you got any questions, drop them in the comments below, and, you know, do the standard YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, click the little bells, all those shenanigans, and we will catch you guys later.